Good evening, all. So, myself, K. Prakash Babu, having 12 years of experience in Java. And, sir, welcome to Durgasoft online training. And welcome to Core Java weekend batch. First, let me talk a few minutes about our course. Okay, what is our course description? What things we are going to cover? Okay, what is the duration? What is the timings? All these things, let me discuss for a few minutes. Sir, our title of the course is nothing but completely core Java, sir. The duration of the course, is nothing but, sir, 8 weekends. So completely excluding today, sir. I mean, excluding this weekend, because this weekend is the demo. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to take the demo sessions. Then after that, from next week, the actual sessions are going to be started. Okay, we can able to consider this as a 0th week. Then, sir, what about the timings of our session? It is going to start exactly at 6 p.m. Okay, sir, 6 to 7. Okay, 7 to 8, 8 to 8:30. So total 2.5 hours I am going to take on Saturday, and 2.5 hours Sunday. But anyway, just I am going to make it as a 9. 2 15 minutes breaks will be there in our session. So because continuous flow means somewhat disturbance will be there, and even you can't concentrate well. That's why, sir, we will take some break and then we are going to continue. Okay, that is nothing but a tentative timings. So not tentative, permanent, but meanwhile the break timings will be changed according to our situation. Sir, what is the fee for this particular course? Sir, rupees 7,000 is nothing but the fee, sir. Okay, single payment you have to make. Okay, then, sir, who is the contact person? Okay, who is the contact person for this particular scenario? I mean, if I want to register for this course, or if I have any doubts on this course, yes, you can happily contact. Okay, the name of this particular the contact number is nothing but, sir, 720. Okay, sir, 721 2427 is a contact number of our admin team. Happily, you can contact that admin team. Sir, they are going to provide a complete information about this particular course. Sir, anyway, what about the syllabus? What syllabus you are going to cover? Sir, the syllabus is already there in the website. Sir, if you want, you can able to see. Yeah, this is nothing but the syllabus link, sir. Okay, you can able to see. Sir, here we are going to see introduction to the Java. Okay, and Java application format, language fundamentals, object oriented principles, wrapper classes, inner classes, about the packages, strings, exception handling, multi-threading, streams, networking related terminologies, but not completely basic overview. And a collection, AWT swing, okay, reflection API, annotations, regular expressions, garbage collection, all these things. Maybe the required important topics I may add even during runtime of our class. This is nothing but the syllabus. But coming to my flow, sir, what is my flow is nothing but, sir, total I divided this entire Java into, sir, 8 parts according to our convention. Sir, we are going to study this core Java in 8 parts. Sir, what things we are going to cover in this? In the first part, sir, completely we are going to concentrate about fundamentals, how to prepare a Java program. If I want to prepare a Java program, you need to know the flow of action, how it is going to be happen, right? That we need to discuss. And what are all the operators available? So what are input and output statements? Because you know very well, for every programming language, input and output is mandatory. Okay, so how you can accept the input, how you can write the output, and very very important, arrays topics. Okay, do you know in Java we have a specialty is there. Some predefined library support is there for arrays. So ready-made method support for arrays is not there in the old programming languages like C and C++. But we can able to solve that problem in Java for searching, sorting, n number of utility methods are available in these arrays. Okay, anyway, I will discuss that part in detail then. Okay, then next third part is nothing but, sir, we are going to discuss oops concepts. Okay, almost you can expect 50 in detail topics like if you are attending any interview or when you want to work with the real time examples, the knowledge in the object oriented programming is mandatory. Like sir, what is mean by oops, what main principles are there, how you can achieve those principles in the programmatic manner. Okay, so each principle is having its own advantages as well as the disadvantages. So to overcome those disadvantages, in Java itself ready-made tools are available, how you can use those tools, all these things we are going to discuss in this oops concepts, sir. Around 50 topics we are going to cover on this particular oops. Sir, after completion of this, we are going to see APIs. APIs means, sir, already some predefined libraries are available in our Java. Like, sir, we have a string libraries there. Sir, we have a stack libraries there. Okay, we have math libraries there. Okay, sir, we have character libraries there to perform various operations on character. Suppose if any person is giving, Array, could you please tell me? So I have given a character. Is it in the lowercase or uppercase? Don't write any hard code. Simply you can ask is lower. Sir, if it is returning true, then that particular character is in lowercase. If it is returning false, then this is not in a lowercase. Such type of things we can find in the APIs. In the APIs, we can use these kind of things. Sir, almost you can expect minimum 15 to 20 APIs I am going to cover. Okay, then, sir, after completion of this API, a biggest topic which we have is nothing but sir, collection framework. Okay, collection framework. Sir, I hope you know about the collections concept, which is a very, very important topic in our Java. Okay, with the help of collections, sir, indirectly it is something like data structures only. With the help of these collections, we can work different types of techniques. Like I want to perform sorting on data. Okay, I want to perform searching and I want to insert the data. I want to retrieve the data. Sir, I want a subset. I want to remove the duplicate values. I want to find out the frequencies. So n number of real-time problems we can able to solve by using these collections. Example for these collections, maybe you heard about these names, sir, stacks, okay, queues, DQ, NQ, like these types of queues are there, priority queues, all these things. Sir, list, linked list, okay, like this hash set, linked hash set, tree set, okay, sorted set, like this n number of things are there, maps, everything we are going to cover in this collection framework. Then, sir, data storage compulsory. Sir, for your application you need to store the data, right? Sir, where you can store the data? Very simple, you can store the data in files and databases. When we have to go for files, when we have to go for databases. If I want to store the information in file, for that, what are the predefined tools available? If I want to store the information into the database, so what kind of a format we have to follow? Each and every information regarding this data storage we are going to explore. And after completion of this, sir, we are going to cover basic CRUD operations. Okay, basic CRUD operations by using JDBC. Sir, JDBC means Java database connectivity. Sir, by using this Java database connectivity, your program is going to work with the database. Maybe it is a MySQL database or SQLite database or Oracle or DB2. In these cases, you are writing the Java program. Okay, in these cases, you are writing the Java program. Using that Java program, you are communicating with the database. So for that, they have given one technical word called CRUD. CRUD means, sir, basic CRUD operations like creating the database, creating the table, retrieving the data, okay, or selecting the data, updating the data, deleting the data. Like this basic CRUD operations we are going to cover. Sir, then after completion of this, okay, after completion of this, sir, what we are going to discuss at the end? Sir, very simple, graphical user interface is there. But of course it is not that much important for us, but it is by using this GUI we can develop standalone applications. Standalone applications in the sense, the applications which runs on single mission. Like if I prepare any desktop application, it will work only in my system. We can't access that application in the remote environment. Okay, so if you want to run any application in the remote environment, then you need to go with either web application or enterprise application. That will be covered in the advanced Java, not in core Java. So that's why you can ignore this last one, but anyway I will cover. With this you will get some guidance. Okay, sir, how you can define user interfaces, screens, all these things. Sir, these are nothing but 8 parts of Java that we are going to cover. Sir, least priority and less time we are going to discuss for this GUI. Okay, sir, more time we are going to spend on fundamentals and then whoops, because those two are very difficult tasks, sir. But once if you know how to write a Java program, and once if you know all these 50 object oriented principles, then rest of the things will become very easy. Because in the arrays everything is a predefined, in API everything is a predefined, collection also, sir, we have predefined methods are there. If you want, I will explain one simple scenario. Have a look once. Sir, you can able to see here. Suppose consider I want to see what are all the methods present in stack class, java.lang.stack. These are nothing but various, 1 minute, it is not in the lang package, sorry, it is in the util package. Sir, you can able to see these are the various methods that we can apply on stack. Sir, what methods we can apply? First one, to create the stack. Second one, push operation, you can able to insert the elements. Sir, next one is nothing but pop operation, you can able to remove the elements. Next operation, peek operation, which will return the topmost element. Sir, is your stack is empty or not? By using this we can. Sir, is I want to search for an element, how I can search? Like this n number of operations we can able to perform. Sir, all these methods are ready-made methods, someone already developed the code which is there in this stack.java. Just we need to follow the formulas, I mean we need to follow the theory concepts and we have to implement the program. Sir, same like we have linked list is also there. Okay, sir, where we can perform n number of operations, you can able to see here. Sir, I want to get first value, I want to get last value, I want to remove first value, I want to remove last value. Okay, I want to add first value, I want to add last value. Like this, if you want to perform, sir, any operations on the linked list, it is a very easy by using this collection framework. Okay, sir, hope the concept is very clear for you people. Sir, you can ask up to this, do you have any doubts? Yeah, please confirm.
No, sir.
Yeah, I request every student to respond. Up to this, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, sir, in detail about this syllabus. So what internal content is there, that part we will discuss tomorrow. So today I'm going to explain a simple Java program. Okay, sir, how you can write a Java program and how you can execute, that part I'm going to explain in today's session. Okay, just
Sir,
have it.
Sir, what about AWT swing, sir?
So all these things will comes under this GUI.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. So the next thing is nothing but, sir, I want to explain a simple Java program in today's session. Simple Java program. So because the programmatic explanation is very, very important for this, right? That's why. So syllabus, actually we are going to start from tomorrow. I will explain individual 8 parts syllabus individually, and then I will explain the topic wise from tomorrow. But today, because the demo session, right, let me have a simple Java program. Let me start a simple Java program. Sir, how a Java program will be there? Okay, how you can write the skeleton in detail explanation of each and every word in that Java program. I'm going to demonstrate for you people now. Okay, let me start. Sir, here you can able to see if you want to write any Java program, sir, the first step is nothing but you need to take like this. I want to create a new Java program. Sir, every program will have a main method. What is the purpose of main? You know very well. Okay. Sir, first I will write the simultaneously the description. Main. What is the purpose of main? Sir, it is used to start the execution of the program. It is used to start the execution. Okay. That is the purpose of main. That is a place where the program execution is going to start. Then, sir, you have to take void main, because the main purpose of main is nothing but to start the program. That's why it won't return any value. Okay. So return type is empty. Okay. That is the reason why we are taking void. Suppose consider you are calling, okay, sqrt of something like 5. So in such a case, my program is going to return 2.5. Sir, we have to mention that as a double. That means points value it is going to return. In such a case, the return type is double. So some methods may return some value, some methods may not return a value. If a method is returning any value, then we have to mention respective type. Here, what is the type of that particular value? It is nothing but a double. Suppose if it is not returning any value, then what we have to do? You need to take void. That is the reason, sir, main method is just to start the program execution and it won't return any value. That's why, sir, I am keeping void as a keyword for this, return type for this main method. Sir, okay. Main method is going to receive one arguments. There is one special concept is there. Maybe you know, it is nothing but a command line arguments. Okay. Sometimes we have to pass some inputs by using these command line arguments. So in such cases, sir, how you can pass that particular command line arguments? Okay. So if you are passing any command line arguments, you can receive that command line arguments in the main method. So all these arguments are going to be stored in an array called args. Okay. All these arguments are going to be stored in an array called args. Sir, it is the array name. Okay. That's why I'm going to take empty brackets. Sir, any number of values you can store in this args, and you can replace args name with any name because it is identification purpose. And sir, what about the type? So you know very well, Java is nothing but it is a compulsory. You have to mention the type in advance. So what type of data it is going to store? So one formula is there. So whatever data you are accepting, that is input, is nothing but it is in the form of string, and whatever data you are displaying to the output screen, it is in the form of string. So 99% of the applications are dealing with strings only. So that's why the common type for this args is nothing but a string. Sir, string is not a predefined data type, it is the class. So that's why, yes, compulsory it has to be starts with capital letter. In Java, if you want to mention any class name, then compulsory the name of the class is nothing but a capital letter. Anyway, in the naming conventions, I will explain. Sir, this is nothing but main method syntax. But main method is prefixed with two more persons. One is nothing but, sir, public. Seems that main method you can able to access from anywhere. Sir, if you want to access main method from my local system, yes, you can access. Suppose if I want to execute main method in the remote server, yes, you can access. So you can access the main method from anywhere. That is the reason why main method is declared as a public. And after that, we have to take one more keyword, which is nothing but static. Sir, what is the purpose of static? Sir, if any method is declared as a static, there is one concept is there in Java. Okay. Sir, if any method, if you are taking, compulsory you have to take within the class only. Okay, within the class, that is nothing but object oriented concept. So compulsory we have to take that method only in the class. If you want to access that method, Sir, compulsory we have to create object creation. Okay. Object creation is mandatory. Compulsory you have to create object, and by using that object only we have to access. But sir, main method is just to start your program execution. Who is responsible to create object for main method? That's why, sir, we are going to keep it as a static. If any method is declared as a static without object creation, we can able to access this particular method. That is nothing but what we have. So without creating object, you can able to access this particular method. That's why we have to declare it as a static. Sir, this is nothing but the syntax of main method what we have. So public static void main string array args. This is the skeleton of main method. Whatever code you want to write, you need to write here. Sir, your implementation, okay, goes here. We have to write your implementation here. Suppose if you want to write a program, okay, to calculate a factorial of the given number, yes, you need to write all the instructions in this main method only, then only the program is going to execute. Okay, sir, I think up to this all your doubts got clarified. Sir, let me add two more keywords are there, right? What is it? Args. What is args here? So it is used to store all command line arguments. Okay, then what is a string? It is nothing but a predefined class in Java.
Sir, hello.
Please.
Sir, why can't we take int main, sir? Only void main why we are taking, sir?
Yeah, we can take int main also, because Java provides support for method overloading. You can take any number of main methods like this. You can take integer main. So you can take even string main also we can take. But my virtual machine, Java virtual machine will be there in our system. So Java virtual machine always identify the main method with empty return type. That means void return type. Okay, you can take any number of main methods, but my system is designed in such a way that it will call only void main. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you want to access this integer main, suppose if you are writing any instruction here, sir, I want to execute these instructions. There is one step. So we have to create an object, or because it is a static method, no need to create object. You have to call this main method from this main method only. Sir, any number of mains you can take, but the calling of those remaining type of mains should be done only in the void main. Clear?
No, sir.
I'm not getting you. Is the concept is clear?
Yes. Why we should take a void? You told me that I understood, sir. What int main, string main, that.
Yeah, I will explain. Don't worry. In the method overloading, I will take multiple main methods, and there how you can call and how you can execute those methods, I will explain. But as of now, please concentrate on void main. So why we are taking void main is clear for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So remaining things, please remove from your mind. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, why string arg, sir? String.
Yeah, you can take any argument, but the syntax demands integer arguments. That I mean string arguments. That's all. Because conversion from string to any other type is there, and any other type to string conversion is possible in Java by using predefined methods. Okay, suppose if you are taking integer, you can't convert integer to short integer, or you can't convert integer to student, or you can't convert integer to stack. Such type of terminology is not there. But if you take a string, so ready-made method support is there for converting any type of data into string. At the same time, so other type of data also you can convert it to string. Both possibilities are there. This facility is there only for string. That's why, so main method arguments is always a string type. It is a fixed.
Okay, sir.
Fine. But
Thank
if you
you,
want, you can change. You can change. But Java will call only string argument main method.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have doubt on that public, sir. What is that public?
See, if you are taking public here, then we can able to access this particular main method from anywhere. Suppose consider you have developed a project. So you want to store that project in some web server. From that you want to access. So where that main method is there in the web server, right? But where from where we are going to access in your local machine. That's why if you want to start the execution of any program, then we have to access from anywhere. That is the reason why we are keeping it as a public. Public means from anywhere we can access. We can take private also. If you are taking private, then we can't access outside of this particular class.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. In detail, access modifiers we are going to discuss. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So then it is very clear. Then what is the purpose of public? Very simple. We can access public methods from anywhere. Then static keyword is there. So we can access static methods without object. So without help of object, you can able to access some methods. Such type of methods we have to declare within static. Then, sir, I want to print some message. Sir, do you know if it is a C language, we have to use a printf message to print the welcome message on the screen. If it is a C++, we have to take C out. Sir, if it is a Python, we have to take print. But make sure that if it is the Java, sir, everything reside in the class. That's why, sir, system.out.println of welcome. Okay. So system is nothing but the main class. Out is nothing but a static variable which is present in that. Sir, I will explain in detail about this one fine day. Okay. Then println is nothing but a message which is used to print this welcome on the screen. And because of this ln, the control immediately goes to the next line. That means usage of /n won't be there in our Java. Okay. But in the case of C++, compulsory you need to define /n separately. But in Python and Java, inbuilt function is there. Automatically, it is going to transfer the control to the next line. So we have to remove all these things and you need to take this one. And make sure that S is the capital letter because it is the class name. So as of now, whatever I discussed, in these two words are always beginning with the capital letter. What is the first word? Sir, string, yes, because it is a predefined class. What is the next one? System, yes, which is nothing but a predefined class. Now, sir, you have
both string and system are classes.
Yes, predefined
Okay,
classes.
Okay, sir.
So now this entire thing, because it is an object-oriented programming, even you have to take this entire thing. So inside a class, assume the class name is nothing but a test or demo or anything. Okay. So this is nothing but the actual skeleton of Java program. Sir, now if you want to access even a simple line of instruction, if you want to execute, it should be there in the main method. Even main method is a part of a class. So without a class, you can't run a single Java program also. So if you want to run at least one Java program, sir, make sure that main method is important. In that main method, sir, compulsory we have to take the main method within the class only. You can take any class name. So class name. Class indicates it is an object-oriented principle. But anyway, we will discuss later. Sir, class means what? It is an object-oriented principle. Okay. Then, sir, what about the demo? What about the demo? Just like it is a user-defined class. It is a user-defined class. User-defined class means we are defining this particular class. That is the meaning of this demo. And you can able to see here, sir, my string S is nothing but a capital letter. 1 minute. So you can see S is nothing but the capital letter, and even, sir, you can able to see system is also capital letter. So why? Because these are predefined classes. In the same way, I am going to take my own class also with the capital letter. That's why D starts with capital letter. Not only this D, you can take any class name, but make sure that the class name should starts with capital letter. This is nothing but a simple Java program. Now I'm going to save this program and make sure that while saving the program, so you have to give the file name as a demo.java. So because a demo is the class name. Okay, now I am going to save. Yes, I hope you can able to see there is a change in the colors because my editor is going to highlight the keywords and predefined class names. String is a predefined class name, system is a predefined class name, sir, class, public, static, void, these are keywords. Okay, now sir, immediately you may have a doubt. Suppose if you are taking only one class, if you are taking more than one class, then which name you have to give? Sir, very simple, you have to give the name of this particular program as, sir, the main class, where the main class you have placed, that particular class name you have to give. So more than that, nothing, sir. Now I want to compile this program. So in Java, we have two tools are there. One is nothing but compilation of the program. Second one is nothing but execution of the program. Sir, I want to compile my program. If you want to compile the program, we need to use one command. What is that? The command is nothing but Java C. So Java C test.java, sorry, demo.java I'm taking. Yes, the program is going to compile. If any error is there in the program, it will display, but in this program there is no error. That's why successfully the code has been compiled. Then I am taking Java space demo. Yes, the code is going to execute and the answer what we are going to get is nothing but welcome. Okay, this is the way, sir, how you can execute a simple Java program. Okay, sir, let me copy paste that commands also. Sir, I think it is very clear for you people. Now you may have a doubt. Suppose, sir, I am taking a Java program where main method is not there. Okay, what will happen? Suppose consider I am taking demo1.java. Okay, class name also demo1. Sir, consider I am not taking static. Then what will happen? Immediately my compiler is going to raise an error message. You can able to see Java space demo1. You can able to see what is the error message that we are getting. Sir, main method, because there is no syntactical mistake, program is correct, no mistake is there, but while executing the program, my JVM is unable to detect these things. Sir, main method is not static in the class demo1. Please define the main method as, sir, it is telling the syntax public static void main, something like that. Okay, sir, I think your doubts got clarified. Sir, what will happen if I am removing this public keyword from here? Let us see what will happen. Sir, I am compiling the program and I am executing. Sir, main method is not found in the class demo because JVM is there in somewhere. It is trying to execute demo1 class. Demo1 class is there, but in that main method is not found because, sir, if you want to execute, JVM has to enter into this particular class, right? Sir, how it can enter? Because if you are giving any access, then only it can able to touch that method. Otherwise, it can't. So it is going to raise a main method not found in class demo. Please define the main method as something like this. Okay, sir, hope it is very clear for you people. Fine. Sir, now assume I am not taking void method. I am taking integer main method. Okay, I am taking integer main method. Now see what will happen. Sir, have you observed missing return statement? Because it is expecting some value. That's why we have to return something. Sir, return 1. Now it is going to compile successfully, but while running, sir, it is telling main method must return a value of type void in the class demo. Please define the main method as like this. Suppose consider this program is there. Sir, I want to take one more main method. I want to take one more main method, sir, with void main. Sir, is it possible or not possible? Yes, happily it is possible, but maybe some errors will be there. You can able to see main method is already defined in the class demo. So because you can able to see, you need to change at least the arguments. Forget about the return type. Sir, at least arguments you have to change. Sir, here I am taking integer arguments. Now see what will happen. Sir, Java C demo1.java program compiled. When you are executing, it is displaying this welcome. It is always displaying the welcome message which is there in the this method. So now my requirement is, after this I want to call the normal method also. Okay, which method got executed? Yeah, first one. Sir, I want to execute this method also. Then what we have to do? Sir, very simple. You have to pass main method, but it is expecting some array, right? That's why, sir, I'm going to create sir, new integer array with some elements. Sir, don't worry. I will explain these things in the arrays. Now you can able to see, sir, both answers we are going to get. That is, one main method is calling another main method. Someone asked the doubt, right? That's why I'm explaining this concept. But all these things I will cover in the method overloading, because method overloading means taking more than one main method in a single class is nothing but the concept of method overloading. Okay, sir, hope all your doubts got clarified, right? Sir, do you
Sir,
have? Yeah.
sir, you told that string, if you take string args, then it is easy to convert from string to integer, short, long, double.
Yes, yes.
If I take int, I can't convert into to short or double or something.
Yes,
I
yes,
think.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
what is your doubt now?
Yes, sir, nothing.
Yeah, yeah. So because Java main method is in the JVM, they have written a code like that. It is going to call always this method. So you may have a doubt, sir, why they have taken string. That for that I given the explanation. Like everything can be easily converted to string, and the string to remaining types is also very easy. Like something like encoding and decoding process is will become very easy in the strings. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So hope all your doubts got clarified, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is nothing but just I have given a sample demo. Okay. So, sir, from tomorrow we are going to continue. Sir, tomorrow I will explain the syllabus part of these 8 parts. Okay, every part, what content we are going to discuss, and after that I am going to start the first session. And meanwhile, let me show you the previous batch running notes. Okay, how our regular classes will be there. Okay, all these things I want to show you. One running notes I will show you. Have a look once. Yeah, this is nothing but so previous batch running notes. We are going to start from chapter 1. What is mean by programming? In detail explanation will be there. Okay, what is mean by assembler, compiler, interpreter? So compiler versus interpreter, all these things we are going to discuss. And then introduction to Java, history, Java versions, what are the softwares required to run the Java application. So all these things we are going to cover. How to prepare a Java program, what steps are there. Okay, explanation of Java program, how it will be in the C, how you have to take C++. Anyway, all these things I will explain, sir. Don't worry. Again and okay. So next, after this, fundamentals, comments, keywords, identifiers, variables. Okay, and after completion of this, we are going to see the data types. What are the different data types are there in Java with programmatic example. A very important type canvassing. Okay, how you can convert one type of data to another type of data. Then literals. Okay, and next and after that we are going to discuss about IO statements, how you can accept the input, how you can display the output. Okay, you can accept the input from so string from the input device. Okay, so from file also you can able to see. Okay, next and after that we are going to see output statements. What are the different types of output statements are available? Then what are the operators? Each and everything in detail along with the program explanation, and even I'm going to copy paste output also. Okay, this is nothing but yeah, you can able to see control flow statements, if conditions, while loop, do while, each and everything with example programs. So after completion of this, immediately we are going to start arrays. So what is mean by array? Sir, how you can create arrays? Okay. So how you can create arrays? What problems we are facing with the previous concepts? So how you can declare array? How you can create array? Array initialization. What is mean by for each loop? Okay. So how you are going to get exceptions in the arrays? Okay, in detail about the programs. almost you can able to see some 15 to 20 programs on arrays and the matrices we are going to discuss. So next and after that, we are going to start object oriented programming. Okay. So in detail explanation will be given for every topic in the OOPS, like what is meant by overloading, overriding, okay, inheritance, polymorphism, each and everything we are going to discuss. And the next and after that, we are going to see API. Okay, some predefined APIs are there. So everything we are going to cover, like a string buffer, string tokenizer, all these things.
Sir, so you also explain static and non-static also, sir.
Definitely. That is almost 20 minutes, 30 minutes topic. Static variables, instance variables, static methods, instance methods, static block, instant block, all these things we are going to discuss.
It comes under?
Object oriented principles.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what is mean by auto boxing, auto unboxing? Sir, collection framework. Sir, you can able to see almost array list when we have to go for array list. Okay, programs on array list, linked list. Sir, programs on linked list, vector. Okay, programs on vector, stack when we have to go for stack. Okay, set, hash set, linked hash set, like this n number of concepts are there in the collections. All these things we are going to cover. Okay, so like this running notes will be shared for you people, okay, along with the classes. Once if the class is completed, we are going to share running notes as well as video also. Okay, yeah. So now if you are having any queries, yes, you can ask.
Sir, sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, I am very new to this field, actually. So, sir, I am confused, sir. Sir, from which language I will start, sir? For sir, Core Java is based, sir, for starting, or can I go for some fundamentals like C, sir, C++?
No, not required. You can start learning from the Java itself, no issues. Java or Python, both are easy programming languages only.
Yes.
Yeah, you can start as a beginner, you can start, no issues.
Sir, I will understand all the things of Java.
Okay.
Sir, my question is, sir, will I understand all the things of Java?
Yeah, definitely. 200%.
Okay, sir. That is my doubts.
Yeah.
Prakash Babu, we are from Canada, and this course is for my daughter. She's a grade 12 student.
Okay.
You're able to hear me?
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, actually, the timing is very good for us. Weekend morning is the perfect time. And what is our main requirement? I'll just tell you. The thing is, number one, she'll be taking the course and she'll be following up your teaching. Very nice teaching, and we like it. The second thing is, like in between, like she's just started her course at the college also. So the thing is, parallelly, we'll be taking the course, and apart from that, she'll be getting regular homework now and then. So she's facing some problems. She can do some sort of programming, but sometimes it's hard for her. She gets stuck. She cannot do some command lines where she has error. She has to submit in a day or two.
Okay.
So we are looking for the course, as well as we are looking for somebody to help on anytime she has any trouble. She has the coding and everything. It's not getting executed or giving the right result. So how somebody can help us on this?
Yeah, definitely, sir. You please do one thing. So I'm sharing the contact number to you. Okay.
Yeah, I have that number.
Yeah. You have taken that number, right?
Yeah.
So you please make a call to this number and ask the admin people to make a conference to me. I will discuss with you, sir, personally.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Any other?
Yeah, that was our main purpose. Our main purpose was to get educated, as well as in between wherever we are having problems.
Yeah.
to
I
do
understand
this.
your requirement, sir. Definitely,
Yeah.
I understood your requirement.
Great,
So
great,
we will,
great.
we will communicate.
Yeah, we will communicate. Great.
After completion of the session, you please make a call to that number and ask them to, I want to talk with the Prakash sir regarding this course. So then they will
For
make a conference call and we will discuss.
Okay, so now after this I can call them, right?
Yeah, yeah. After completion of this session, you can call.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fine, sir. So hope all your doubts got clarified, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's all about today's session. Sir, tomorrow we are going to meet for the continuation. So from tomorrow, as usual, the session is going to be started at 6 o'clock. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. You can leave the session now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.